David, I will tell you a little bit about the vampires. Okay? And it was a hit play off of Broadway. So, here's the deal, man. When I first got involved with the band, well, actually, I had fought the president of the vampires in my class in school at IS 44 or Junior High School 44 or William J. O'Shea. And it was in class 8-9, as I remember, in the 8th grade. And um, Bobby came in mad as hell and wanted to take it out on somebody. So he was looking for a herb. He thought I was a herb. Little did he know that I went up north, upstate to Highland State Training School for boys, and that was gladiator school, and you had to have a good knuckle game. You know what I'm saying? So, he started with me. I jumped up. He called me an MF. I jumped up. I was what? We started thumping. Ping, 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 ping. I got the best of him. He started screaming, I'm going to get you at 3 o'clock after school. I'm going to kill you. All right, whatever. So, at 3 o'clock, everybody, the whole block was jam-packed with different gangs, man. You name it, man. You know, I'm a Royal Bishops, Buccaneers, Jesters, Seven Diamonds, Persian Kings, Vampires, Enchanted Angels, and so on and so on. I don't know if I mentioned the Royal Bishops. I think at that time there was a couple of unknowns there. But anyway, so my president at the time his name was Tony, and he said, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." He said, "You want to fight the guy?" I said, "Yeah." So he went to the guy, and the guy got scared because he knew I beat his ass in the class. Okay, so he didn't want to fight, so he came over, and Tony said, "Look, you guys shake hands, man, and leave it at that, all right?" And that's what happened. Everybody was happy. Because all these gangs were like, damn, man, it's going to be one big rumble, man, I'm telling you. If you ever seen the movie The Warriors, and they had different gangs, that's how it was in 1960. That's how it was, 1960, 61. But after that, I joined the vampires, and you know they were pretty cool. Actually, the only gang fight that there was, and it was with a motorcycle club from West Bubblefuck, and because the guy said he was gonna destroy me or whatever, he was gonna bring his. I was 14, 15, I think, when this guy, and a grown man pulling out a knife on me, and this kid Gary Rappaport, and I'm like, okay, but the president of his club, you pull a knife on this kid, you know, that kind of thing. So on, so on, so on. So Mudo, this guy, they call him Mudo because he was couldn't speak. I don't like to use the terminology deaf and dumb, you know. He couldn't speak, so he came on the front and he was like pointing at him that he would fight him, point at him, and you know. So the president of his club said, okay. They fought. Muda, I didn't know he was a boxer. He knocked the guy out. They had to lift him up, man. The guy was like, where am I? He said, you're on 82nd Street between Riverside and West End, fool. then the guy waved us off and said peace. I said we said peace, and that was it. Um, Basically, the vampires would, most of, in fact, the only gang that came to mess with us, and that's because they were down the block, and they didn't even come to mess with us. They were brother clubs. That was the Buccaneers, and they would come and intimidate some guys there, but it was out of, I think it was out of, because they knew that one of their brothers was with the vampires. I know they never bothered me, but uh, what we did was we would have like gladiator stuff, fights, on the roof, you know, and basically was to find out if you were good enough to be in the vampires. You know? Then another time there was a big fight, and I was involved. There was this kid. His name was Weecha or Rich. I don't know. He came from Wasake, one of those nut houses, and he got pissed off because something to do with it. I think some girl liked me, and he didn't like the idea, and he started mouthing off the mouth, and I said, listen, let's take it to the, and we took it to the street. I was too fast for the guy, number one. Number two, he would tell me, stand still. I was like Muhammad Ali, man, in those days, He tried to hit me, you know, I, and then boom, 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 that kind of thing. And so that, I think basically that was like, and if there was like anything, there was like, we was just sparring, But I don't remember, the only, like I said, listen, first of all, the vampires, they got their reputation from Egron and this other guy who stabbed a kid. I think he was in a wheelchair, you know? And that's how they got their reputation, and they were on death row. But they weren't gang fighting. The only gang fight was us. Afterwards, you know. But basically, we would fight each other, you know. There were some people, gangs or whatever, who would try to step to us, but it wasn't even no big thing. And one of them was the Rebels, and I knew the president. His name was Juicy, and he would come around, joking with us and this, that, and the other, like, yo, man, But it wasn't. We really didn't have, like I said, really didn't have that kind of gang fight situation. The gang fight situation I was in was with the Seven Diamonds. We went up against the Young Kings that were on 96th Street. And they were like some, splinters type people that we fought, Fought on 85th, fought on 84th Street, But basically that's it, when it came to the vampires, And at one point it got kind of boring because, I met my girl and she was, her brothers and stuff were with the vampires. So I think, I'm trying to remember when I just said, you know what, this is it. I think I must have been like maybe 17, I think. When I said, this is it, man, Let me go around doing my stick-ups and all that, my drugs and all that, because we used to be high a lot on marijuana, Like I said, we fought each other, And the reputation of Negron and them people, nobody wanted to mess with with the vampires. To be honest with you, oh, these dudes are killers, that kind of thing. Anyway, David, talk to you later.